Welcome to this week's Indie Artist Music Hustle with Blind Intelligence. I'm your host, Miss Roni, where I always seek to give you exquisite cranial repertoire. This week, I am going to talk about this race play thing. And this comes from all the allegations against Shannon Sharpe. And I hate to bring it up with him, but if people are still thinking this way and thinking that this behavior is okay, then we probably need to talk about it. In examining the allegations against Shannon Sharpe, several potential red flags can be identified that may have hinted at his troubling behavior. And I think that is the previous, I would say, settlements that he have made for some troubling actions that he have did. And we don't have to say alleged on that part because he actually made the settlement over this behavior. Now, Sharpe was well regarded in the public eye and celebrated for his charisma and sports commentary, especially after the Cat Williams interview. The Cat Williams interview really opened him up to like a broader audience. However, certain aspects of his public persona may have raised concerns. For instance, his provocative humor and discussions with like Chad Osinko about different views on relationships and women. And they would sit up and laugh about things that could be considered inappropriate, especially when discussing sensitive topics related to women. This kind of humor can desensitize listeners to have issues of consent and respect. Now, issues of consent and respect is not knowing when to say no and, oh, she said this, but I done this. They would sit up and laugh about those things. And that is potentially harmful behavior to normalize that type of humor, even though it's just done to be funny. But they do say that sometimes people make jokes out of issues that are real for people to accept or be able to digest the information. So I do think that we have had some red flags that people looked over, but people respected him so much, really, especially since the Cat Williams interview. And now people are going back looking at the things that were said to him in that interview. So for those who don't know what race play is, race play is a complex and contentious practice that involves engaging in sexual fantasies that emphasize racial stereotypes. So he was wanting to be called the N-word and spat on and all this kind of stuff, and then he allegedly would choke people. I guess he wanted for you to degrade him so he can come back and degrade you. I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm not trying to find out. I'm the wrong color anyway. But this practice is particularly problematic as it reinforces harmful stereotypes and contributes to a culture of racial fetishes. Engaging in race play can be seen as a way of commodifying race, reducing individuals to mere, as Candace would call it, caricatures of their racial identity. This is especially concerning because it strips away the dignity and the humanity of those involved, particularly within the Black community. Now, if he's initiating it, I don't know. I would feel that as a young person growing up in this day and age, that she would feel uncomfortable to do these things, but I guess people who want money would do whatever. But that does not mean that they're not a person. And maybe she looks at it as a job. I don't know. But he had to look at the historical systematic oppression and dehumanization of blacks. And why would you want to? How do that get you off? I'm just wondering. No. Hey. Many in the black community view race play as a betrayal of the value, dignity, and respect that should be upheld. For example, the prominent figure like Shannon Sharpe, who holds a significant platform, and not just one platform, but several different platforms, should be aware of the implication of such action. And if he wasn't, he is now. He got that fuck around and find out. Because what you do in the dark comes to the light, right? And I don't know how you paying women to do these acts is okay. Because if it was okay, you wouldn't have to pay anybody anything. So you, on a subconscious level, know that something is wrong with that. When someone in a position of influence engages in or endorses race play, it sends a message that these harmful behaviors are acceptable. And these women were young. So what kind of message were you sending? 25,000 per cheek, Shannon. What are you doing to these cheeks, Shannon? What? Did you have to pay $25,000? And there's plenty of women around here that got plenty of cheeks for you to clap if that's what you're looking to do. I'm not understanding. And sometimes people criticize what they don't understand, but I'm not understanding this. By fetishizing a particular race, individuals may inadvertently reinforce systematic inequalities that have persisted for generations. It is essential to understand that sexual preferences should be free from the constraints of racial stereotypes, as these do not reflect genuine intimacy. So you can't even say that you was intimate with this person because the types of emotions that are involved are the types of emotions that you are hiding from the everyday world. Now, if you love somebody, you'll hold their hand. You may kiss them on the forehead in public. Some different things of showing acts of endearment. But if you have to hide these emotions, then you know that this is something different from a normal relationship. It's a superficial engagement with someone's identity. Race play is not merely a personal choice, even though what you do in your bedroom is your preference. That is supposed to be your business. But when you start paying for it and transactions start taking place and things like that, other than, baby, I want to do something for you, come by here, let me give you some money. Or, hey, I bought this for you, or I think that you would like this. When that comes into it and you're paying for the things that you're looking for sexually within the race play, it has broader implications that can affect societal perceptions of race and identity. The Black community, along with other marginalized groups, deserve to be treated with respect and dignity, free from the burden of stereotypes that race play often perpetuates. And in this case, I don't know if he has already desensitized these women that he have been with, but whether they're with it or not, and that they took the money for doing it, is something that he has, I guess, shaped their views on, I would have say, having relationships with the opposite, with another race, not the opposite, with another race, because there's several different races. But acknowledging the historical context and the ongoing struggle against racism is crucial in understanding why practices like race play are offensive and problematic. And I do think that Shannon needs to answer for, because it has become public knowledge now. What is turning you on about this? Why haven't you acknowledged this? You got on and made a statement about, and very adamant about it. This is a what do you call it? I can't remember what he called it, but he was saying basically she was after his money. This is a shakedown. I was like, this is a shakedown, and all of this. So if you can address that she wanted money, if you can address that y'all was in a consensual relationship, let's address what she was consenting to, because I don't know if it really was a consensual relationship, being that she was so young and that she hadn't experienced the type of racism that you have experienced, and then you bringing this upon her. I want to know, why did you feel that this was okay to engage in this type of behavior with somebody so young? The public reaction within the Black community has been complex. While some may feel disappointment due to Sharpe's previous status as a respected figure, others express anger and frustration. The duality of his public persona, the beloved sports commentator versus and Uncle Shannon, Unc or whatever, versus the alleged perpetrator. This creates a dissonance, which means that people don't know what to believe. That is difficult to reconcile. We can't put these two people together. Either you're Unc or you're the crazy race man. I mean, how does that go together? Cat Williams and Monique's warning on his podcast further emphasizes this sentiment, suggesting that there were more concerns about his behavior that went unaddressed. So sometimes things go over our head when we don't know what's going on. But why would Monique tell you to go get you she didn't say this name, but go get you a Bertha May or something like that. They could cook you some pies and some cake, and you can sit back and be happy with, instead of paying out your money in your big age to you was going to settle for what, 5 million, 10 million, now it's 50 million, and you lost 100 million. It's a bunch of millions floating around there because something is wrong up there that, making you think that this is okay. But I need you to talk about that. In conclusion, the allegations against Shannon Sharpe highlight the importance of recognizing red flags in public figures and the need for accountability. That's what I'm saying, Shannon. You need to be accountable for the actual actions. I don't give not a damn about if it was consensual. Because what was consensual? Let's talk about the what. We don't care about the where. We care about the why and the what. The conversation surrounding these events is crucial in fostering a dialogue about consent, respect, and the impact of racial stereotypes within the Black community. Now, Shannon harped on the consent. Shannon, let's talk about the respect. Let's talk about the impact of on racial stereotypes within the Black community from us finding out these things. That's all I have for you this week. I probably will be visiting this again because there's so many other things that's going on, maybe from a different aspect. But remember, you can catch the podcast on our podcasting platforms. You can catch us streaming on social media. And you also can cop your merch at www.blonde-intelligence.com. And if you have any questions, you also can go to the comment page there, and I will answer you. That's all I have for you this week. Bye.
Hey girl, let me tell you about this podcast.
Girl, everybody has a podcast these days.
But this one interviews new and interesting indie artists. It's called Indie Artist Music Hustle with Blonde Intelligence.
Really? Where can I find it?
It's on all podcasting platforms, streams live on social media, and on rpentradio.com.
What'd you say it was called again?
It's called Indie Artist Music Hustle with Blonde Intelligence.
Girl, I'm gonna have to check her out.
Give it a check, girl.